Hello, welcome back. Today you will learn how to use a conditional conjunction if. So to make conditional sentences in the Korean language, you can use the grammatical construction 면, 의면. It is used for verbs and adjectives. If a verb or an adjective stem ends with a vowel or 리을, use 면, and if it ends with a consonant, use 의면. We have two independent sentences over here. 저는 한국에 가요. I go to Korea. And 제 친구를 만나겠어요. I will meet a friend. So to say something like, if I go to Korea, I will meet a friend. In English, we put the conditional conjunction if before the conditional statement. And to say this in Korean, you need to put the conditional conjunction if at the end of the conditional statement. 가면. 저는 한국에 가면 제 친구를 만나겠어요. If I go to Korea, I will meet my friend. Unlike English, where we can easily change the sentence order like so, without losing the meaning of a sentence, in the Korean language, we cannot change the sentence order. If we do so, the sentence will have a completely different meaning. 제 친구를 만나면 저는 한국에 가겠어요. This sentence has the following meaning. If I meet my friends, I'll go to Korea. And this is not what we wanted to say. This is wrong. So remember that we cannot change the sentence order in conditional sentences in the Korean language. Let's take a look at a couple of other examples. This time, I will use adjectives. But before showing you examples, I want you to try to connect two independent sentences here and here for yourself. Being busy, I'll call again. 바쁩니다. 다시 전화하겠습니다. Try to say this in Korean. If busy, I'll call again. And also this one. If home is close, I'll walk you home. The reason I put the pronoun you into parentheses is because, as I said in the previous lesson, when a subject is obvious in the Korean language, you don't indicate the subject over and over again. Similarly, I put home into parentheses because the verb 데려다 주다 means to walk someone to some place. And we already know that the place is home. So in Korean, we don't need to mention it again. Okay, pause the video and try to translate this and these sentences into Korean. So here we need to remove the sentence ending first, and then we attach the conjunction 면. 바쁘면 다시 전화하겠습니다. And in the second example, I intentionally used an irregular adjective, 가깝다, so that you would never forget about them. So if your home is close, I will walk you home. In Korean is 집이 가까우면 데려다 주겠어요. Not 가까우면, okay? The next thing I want to draw your attention to is the particles order. A verb or an adjective, negation, an honorific particle, tense suffixes, and finally the conjunction 의면. Here you can see 8 conditional clauses. Pause the video and try to translate them for yourself. Alright, so if I learn is 제가 공부하면, a verb and the conjunction. If I don't learn, 제가 공부하지 않으면, a verb, negation, and conjunction. If I learned or I will learn, 제가 공부하였으면 or 공부했으면, and 공부하겠으면, a verb, tense suffix, and conjunction. If I didn't learn or if I will not learn, 제가 공부하지 않았으면, and 제가 공부하지 않겠으면, a verb, negation, tense suffix, and conjunction. The next 4 sentences show where to place an honorific particle, 의시. 아빠가 공부하시면, a verb, an honorific particle, and conjunction. 아빠가 공부하지 않으시면. Actually, you can also say 공부하시지 않으면 or 공부하시지 않으시면 if you want to add even more respect. 아빠가 공부하셨으면 in the past tense and 공부하시겠으면 in the future tense. And finally, 공부하지 않으셨으면 and 않으시겠으면. This is not the longest chain of particles you can find in Altaic languages, including Korean. once you learn more advanced grammar such as reported speech and many others, you will see how this chain can get even longer, which is actually fun to me. You can think of the Korean sentence building as Lego construction toys, where particles are building blocks. Let me show you how to use conjunction 으면 with irregular verbs and adjectives. As I said in the previous lesson, there are 6 categories of irregular verbs and adjectives. Pause the video and try to conjugate these words based on what you have learned in the lesson number 29. This is how your answers should look like. If it's not, you can watch the lesson 29 again. And finally, let's take a look at how to compose conditional sentences if these sentences end with a noun. We can use either 면 if the word ends with a vowel or 이면 if it ends with a consonant. Here you see 2 independent sentences. 내일은 일요일입니다 and 대학교에 안 가겠습니다. Connect these 2 sentences into one using the conditional conjunction 이면. Do the same thing over here. Pause the video and give it a try. If tomorrow is Sunday, I will not go to university. 내일은 일요일이면 대학교에 안 가겠습니다. Or 가지 않겠습니다. And if it's a yellow t-shirt, I don't buy it. 노란 티셔츠면 사지 않아요. Or 안 사요. Okay, that's all for today. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. The next lesson we will learn measure words, and these are some of them, so you can learn these words in advance.